Hello friends. I am here with a brand new video on negative impact of technology on the environment. Before going on, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Since the dawn of stone tool making 2 million years ago through the advent of the Industrial Revolution, technological advancement has been a driving force behind sustained economic expansion around the globe. It is common knowledge that modern technology is capable of amazing feats. Impact of technology. The evolution of our species is dependent on the continual expansion of our species' technological capabilities. And as we've seen in the past, advances in technology can have significant repercussions for our collective future. However, one aspect of the relationship between technology and the natural world that we can't overlook is the detriment it does to the ecosystem. When we think about technology, the very first thing that could come to mind is the many electronic gadgets that the majority of us always have about us and make use of regularly. The proliferation of mobile devices such as smartphones, tablets and laptops has fundamentally altered how we spend our lives, and many people believe that this change has been for the better. However, it cannot be denied that the environment has suffered as a direct result of the widespread adoption of technologies. Concerns have been raised about the consumption of resources, the amount of energy used, the amount of waste produced, and the carbon footprint of this and other modern electronic devices. If we consider our modern devices throughout their whole lifespan, it is not difficult to understand why these electronic wonders are also a significant threat to the health of our planet. Number 6. Mining for minerals. When analyzing the impact that technology has on the environment, it is critical to take into account the components that went into producing the technology in the first place, as well as the origins of those components. The production of our electronic devices and other forms of contemporary technology requires the utilization of a sizable quantity of limited natural resources as well as precious metals. The situation is quite complicated, and the components that are needed to manufacture just one phone come from all over the world. Because of this, performing an end-to-end analysis of the degradation of natural resources can be challenging. Mining is to blame for the destruction of forests and other natural landscapes, the contamination of water supplies, and the emission of enormous volumes of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide into the atmosphere. Huge pieces of machinery which are typically fueled by fossil fuels are typically engaged in the process. Furthermore, the procedures involved frequently consume a significant amount of water and cause a significant amount of pollution. Carbon dioxide is without a doubt the most important of human emissions of greenhouse gases, and it affects the warming of the planet. Number 5. The use of minerals is prevalent in modern technology. There are approximately 35 different types of materials used in the construction of cell phones on average. This is only one example of the technologies people use every day. When you start to consider where all of these various elements have come from, you will start to realize the scope of the difficulties. Silicon is the most common material, and plastic is the second most common substance. In addition, plastic is made from fossil fuels, something you are probably already aware of. The production process necessitates the use of methods with significant emissions and is associated with a variety of serious risks to the environment. After aluminum, copper, lead, zinc, tin, and nickel, the next most important materials are barium, iron, aluminum, copper, and lead in terms of the percentage of the finished product. It is necessary to mine for all of these items. As we have seen in the previous sections, mining may come with significant costs to both the environment and human life. Number 4. Extremely high levels of carbon emissions and energy consumption. The environmental impact of technology is not limited to the raw materials and where they were sourced from. In fact, it goes much further than that. To transform raw materials into the sophisticated electronic and technological goods that we consume, factories need vast amounts of energy. The global shipping of these products also contributes to the release of greenhouse gases and the contamination of the air. It should come as no surprise that the enormous servers and data storage facilities that are required for these technologies to function each year consume enormous amounts of energy. And a significant portion of that does not come from sources of renewable energy. For example, in 2018 the global demand for electricity from data centers was expected to be 198 terawatt-hours, which is equivalent to approximately 1% of the total global need for electricity. Although we are making progress in terms of both efficiency and the utilization of renewable energy sources, we still have a significant distance to travel in this arena. Number 3. E-waste, electronic waste. There are further negative effects on the environment caused by consumer technology. When they have reached the end of their useful lives, these products nonetheless present a dilemma. Each year we as a human race are responsible for the generation of $62.5 billion worth of technological garbage. Only a small percentage of obsolete electronic gadgets are collected for recycling. However, the great majority are disposed of in landfills or incinerated in waste management facilities. These landfills are typically hidden from view and are found near some of the world's most impoverished and defenseless people. It should come as no surprise that this not only poses a threat to human health, but also has a variety of extremely detrimental effects on the surrounding ecosystem. At this time, only around 1/5 of the electronic waste that is produced worldwide is recycled in a formal setting. It is estimated that millions of people throughout the world engage in unauthorized labor to recycle the valuable components that cell phones and other similar devices require. These individuals are frequently put in hazardous working conditions, which can have a significant influence not only on their health but also on the environment and the community that they are a part of. Number 2. The responsibility lies primarily with the technology companies. We can lessen technology's toll on the environment if we abandon the notion that technological products are merely expendable and instead work toward establishing a circular economy. The principles of restoration and regeneration are at the heart of a circular economy. In this kind of economy, everyone is more interested in reusing resources for a more environmentally responsible way of consuming things. However, we will not be able to build a circular economy as long as our existing technology businesses place such a heavy emphasis on consumption. Number 1. Whether or not to produce electrical items with a long lifespan. Regrettably, rather than assisting in the transition toward a more responsible and circular economic model, tech businesses instead work to impede it. In a variety of different ways, efforts are hampered by computer hardware firms, smart device brands, and marketing teams. For instance, in the interest of maximizing their profits, they design their items with built-in planned obsolescence, which means that we will need to replace them after a predetermined amount of time. A smartphone that should last its user anywhere from 4 to 6 years of use becomes outdated in a hurry. Every year a brand new and supposedly improved alternative becomes available. Some businesses may even reduce the performance of older devices or make it more difficult to gain access to repair options to encourage customers to make new purchases. These technology corporations encourage excessive consumption thanks to the frequent updates of their hardware and software, as well as the highly aggressive marketing they engage in. Because of these concerns, it may be difficult for consumers to keep their devices for a longer period, which is the greatest approach to limit the amount of damage done to the environment. Many of the world's largest technology businesses also refuse to accept responsibility for the negative consequences of the e-waste they have helped to create. It is more necessary than ever before that our technological products come complete with efficient waste management in mind. This is especially true because the worldwide population is growing, which in turn is driving demand for more electronic gadgets in developing countries. This is the end of our today's video. Do you enjoy it? Give your feedback in our comment section below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.